Igbo bụ Igbo, Igbo bụ Igbo. Igbo bụ Igbo, Igbo bụ Igbo. Igbo bụ Igbo, we don't come. Make we continue our series. You ought to go. You ought to go. Let's continue our series here on Igbos need to change strategy. Let's continue our series. Get it. Igbo be Igbo, how is everybody doing? I try finalize my setup here. Make una bear with me. Igbo be Igbo. Make una bear with me. I'm finalizing my setup here and we'll get into it. Make we talk about Pamoy today. Pamoy. Boring topics. Now we do now. No more confrontation. You ought to go. No more confrontation. I don't tire for the confrontation. You ought to go. Confrontation, I gotta no do again. If anybody want to have sense, let them have sense. If you don't want to have sense, it's your own. Topics now where I enjoy to get. Now I go to talk. Boring topics. You ought to go. Now we go to talk now, but hey man, hopes everybody they do well, hopes everybody they drink water like I always do, right? Don't miss your water, make I go top up actually, so that I no go run here when the show don't start. I'll be right back. Let's like, if you're here, please like and share. Be right back. All right. Boring topics. Now we they talk now. You ought to go. Let's like and share. If you're here, boring topics we want to talk now, sometimes we're going to bring less confrontations, because confrontation I carry. I don't want to be confrontational anymore. I want to just be talking things really I enjoy. Things like this, Igbo advancement, because that's the essence of my show at the end of the day, right? But we're tweaking it a little bit, just a little bit. We just tweak them small, so that to be less confrontational, and hopefully get the right people that really want Igbo to advance. Tweak it just a little bit. Now just small tweak, and I would tweak the show. For the Beer Parlor show, we want to bring more value. We've talked about IPOB and how they've been a menace to Igbo land. We've talked about that for the past 6, 7, 8 months. Now we don't talk, how the IPOB people, they've been a menace to the Igbo land, Igbo society alive, right? But we are taking it a step further. What would you do different? Now, what would you do different with this? This is what we are doing different now. Talking about how we can actually advance Igbo land. The alternative, the alternative to the Biafra. Abi, Shena, waiting at the question where people always ask. The alternative. What is the alternative? What is the alternative to Biafra? It's kind of chilly here, but anyway. Let me get it rub my hand. It's kind of chilly here a little bit, just a little bit chilly. But anyway, I'll survive. I'll survive. I will survive, But anyway, this is the alternative. I've heard a lot of people ask, what would you go do different? What would you do different? This is what we should do different. Change our strategy first. I see somebody requesting. Unfortunately, I'm not bringing anybody up just yet. I want to have my monologue. I want to talk about this topic, but I appreciate you for joining. I see you. Thank you so much. But I just want to have this not conversation per se, but it's going to be a monologue. I'm going to have this monologue. It's going to be a long one, so please grab popcorn. Bring water. I don't bring my own water. My cup, they're full now, so, get your own cup. Let's like. Almost 2K likes. Let's get to 2K likes and then we start the conversation. Or not a conversation. It's going to get to the part of conversation. But for the most part, I'm going to be having a monologue, just talking. Giving my presentation on how I think Igbo can use palm oil to re-strategize, to grow the next wealth. We don't do it before. We can do it again. So in the next, 30, 40 minutes, hey Siri, set a timer for 1 hour so that I go, just keep track of what I'm doing, Make I not talk past myself, So in the next 30 to 40 minutes, I go just give my my thoughts. They share my thoughts. It's gonna be a monologue, a long one, on how I think we can convert palm oil into the money generation that it actually is. We fit tap into Ram as Igbo people. How we can use it to sustain Igbo land. And it's not going to end with palm oil, right? We go also on a different episode, on a different show. We'll go into tomatoes. Boring topics. Boring topics. Now we want to talk now. Moving forward, now boring topics we want to talk about, Hey, my boring topics. Ike confrontation, I need to do again. Make I carry my sabotage to go. I don't do again, I beg. Let me focus on boring topics. But boring topics are good because, there you learn. You learn as well. So if you want to learn and opine and share thoughts, this is the place for you. We're not there here to argue with anybody. No banter. No IPOB talk. I am of the opinion that we need to change strategy. I'm strongly of that opinion. And that's why I'm on this journey now to keep talking about how we can actually change the strategy. The tools we can use. The other day I talked about from history to strategy, right? And I listed how other countries that have gone through similar things, similar situation like us, how they've let go of the war or whatever situation they found themselves, how they let go of it and then move forward in life. And for the most part, most of them, they are currently partners with the people that they fought with in the past, right? So those are the kind of conversations I'm going to be having moving forward. Moving forward. Progress. Organiru. Let's like and share. We hit 2K likes. All right. It's going to be a good show, but boring. boring. So grab popcorn and just listen in, right? Listen in. Grab your popcorn and listen in. Think right, I see you. Thank you for being here. We need to do seaport again. I mean, we still talk about it a little bit, but the people that still don't want to understand that we can't have a seaport, that's up to them. But for me, I'm moving forward because Organiru kainacho. Organiru. Thank you, Think Right. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the heart. I appreciate it. Thank you for the heart, not heart, not like this type of heart, but heart. Thank you for the heart. I appreciate it, Think Right. Thank you so much. Anyway, listen, man. Confrontation, agulam. Ike confrontation, agulam. I don't tire. So they go back and forth with people. If you see red, say na pink. That is okay, but I will not be the one to keep going back and forth with you. So moving forward, I'm moving forward from going back and forth. You know, if you see blue, say na pink, no problem. I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you. But I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you. So I decided to start doing boring shows. Make I do my boring shows, they go. All right. Thank you, people. Thank you, people. We're going to have a good show today for those who have interest in Oganiru, Igbo land. For those who have interest in Oganiru, Igbo land. We've been having these shows now for, 5, 6, 7 days now. Now, the grace and the strength, now I just need now to continue, right? And they're easy. They're easier for me or easier on me, right? I don't have any trauma. I don't have any trauma after my shows now. To trauma from Tunubu supporters or trauma from IPOB supporters. I don't have those traumas anymore. So right now I'm just having fun with it. Just talking about how Igbo land can be prosperous, how we can prosper, right? Because people always ask, what are the alternatives? If we don't agitate, what should we do? If we don't agitate, what should we do? We can start growing our economy in the Southeast. And today, we're talking about how we can use palm oil to do that. How we can achieve that growth with palm oil. I'm getting a call here. Let me see. Make it bear with me. All right, may una no vex for me. I had a call coming. I don't want to make una hear the call, so I had to mute myself and talk to the caller. Anyway. Oganiru Igbo. That's what we're going to be talking about moving forward on the Bia Paulo show. And less confrontation. You ought to go less confrontation. Less. The less confrontations I have, the happier I am. I'm not stressed out after the shows. You ought to go. So that's why I've decided to go this path, to go this route. And today in a palm oil, we won't use achieve that one. The next one will be tomatoes, but it's not today. Boring topics, boring. boring. But hey, man, listen. Palm oil can help the next generation of Igbo wealth. Only if we stop treating it as merely farming and start building an entire industrial value chain from it, right? Inside palm oil, we get packaging. We get manufacturing inside palm oil. We still get the oil itself, which you can now use to produce other things like, cosmetics, soap, lipstick, and other things as well. All those things, we're going to talk about them today, right? We've done it in the past where we used palm oil to grow the economy of Eastern Nigeria. Eastern Nigeria was vast at the time. It wasn't just the 5 states that we currently have, but it was, it spanned across Akwa Ibom. Everybody here knows the story, so I don't go bore now with them. Spanned across Akwa Ibom, Cross River, River State, Bayelsa, all the, maybe some part of Asaba, maybe, all that area, right? All that area. Palm oil was powering that economy. And it turned that economy into one of the biggest in Africa at the time. Not the economy of Nigeria, the economy of the Southeast. So how we left it and started chasing Biafra and all the other things, what would they chase? And agitation blows my mind. In the Igbo, where we say we like money, in the Igbo like money, in the Igbo too like money, how we left money, a money-making machine where the infrastructure already there. Everything we need to do it and just expand it, scale it. We abandon them. Say na Biafra and referendum. 9 days more important. It blows my mind. Palm oil in the past, it helped families build homes. It educated children, finance, create employment, support community development. All these things, now palm oil in the past did for us in the Igbo. The testament is still there. It will not be church, it's still there. Add the palm. Someone in my comments was telling me, if it's true, shout out to the Imo State government. If it's true, I don't know for sure because when I go to Add a Palm, I don't necessarily see like a production or a website saying, this is what we do. I don't see it. I did some research when I saw that person in my chat telling me, oh, Add a Palm has been revived. He's doing this, he's doing that. I say, make I go do my research. I know see him. But I'm like, we love to hear this type of things. This was my response to the commenter in my chat. These are the kind of news we love to hear. I'm not going to disagree with you now. If it's true, I love that for Imo State and the Southeast and Nigeria at large. I love that. But whatever it is, if it's not big enough that everybody in the Southeast at least, or even in Imo State at least, knows about it, then maybe it's not really functional. But in the past, it has helped people build homes, educate children, create employment, support communities. That's what palm oil did. But today, when many people hear palm oil, they think about it as small farms, local markets, cooking. That's it. They think of the oil where you use the cook soup, egusi soup, and all the other soups. That's it, right? Can palm oil become a modern Igbo industry? Food production, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, industrial materials, energy, exports. When I say energy now, some people no go understand. The kernel and the fiber, that fiber where they come out from when you squeeze and finish. That fiber, if you burn them, the energy they produce now, right? If you burn them, if you use them power plants, you can use it to power plants, right? So from start to finish of the palm itself, pretty much the waste no plenty, right? And that's what we need to take advantage. We need to take advantage of things like that, right? Listen, we have to redefine palm oil. Palm oil is not simply the red oil, that is sold in plastic containers in the markets, right? That's not how we should view palm oil. We have to see palm oil differently. Look at the seedlings and nurseries. People where they grow the seedlings and have the nurseries. That's a whole entire business on its own, or economy on its own, or even ecosystem on its own. Plantations, small farms, harvesting, transportation, milling and processing, refining, packaging, warehousing, exporting, research and development, equipment manufacturing. All these things on their own, they be economy. All these things on their own, their economies on their own, right? If you take one of them, the economy on your own. If you take the palm seedlings and nurseries, that's an economy on its own, right? Commercial plantations, that's an economy on its own. Small farms, an economy on its own. Mr. A has a small farm here. Mr. B has a small farm here. Now people go climb up there, go harvest them, right? Which takes us to the harvesting. And then the transportation. Now still people go transport them from the farm to the road to the processing farm. You see how the ecosystem is, right? And then manufacturing itself. Because the equipment that you would use to process it, you have to design and then manufacture it. Only people, you get people where they manufacture these things. They manufacture other things. The other day I was watching a video on I think Instagram. I was watching a video on Instagram. A young guy, they manufacture cars from nothing. He go carry scrap material, put them together. Before you know, you don't manufacture cars or car. Fun stuff. He's using it right now as just, I don't know, maybe a hobby or whatever it is, right? Because nobody's buying at this point. Nobody's buying. He's just using it to showcase his talent, right? But there are a ton of people like that who use that kind of thing to feed. Then they fabricate, then they weld, then they fabricate. So manufacturing on its own is an economy in this same palm. And this manufacturing now, you're talking about agro manufacturing, this is a specialized manufacturing, specialized one now. You're talking about people who manufacture agricultural machinery, right? right? You don't need go China to import the one where China people don't already do. You can manufacture, you can go meet somebody who fabricates and they design something that works specifically for your use case. Warehousing, packaging, refining, exports, research and development, equipment, right? And the research and development, granted, it's expensive, but it has to be done for you to get new variety of seedlings that would, maybe if normal, the one way we get for Southeast. And listen, I would also go with the saying that they say you don't even have to invent the wheel. Just go buy the wheel. If the one in Malaysia or wherever are the best in the market, go there and buy it. But the problem with that is the soil type now might be different. So that's why you actually need the research and development to figure out the seeds that will work best for your own soil. Because the soil, where they from Malaysia, go they different from, and they've already structured their own or engineered their own seeds to work for their own soils. So we go need to redesign our own seeds, make it work for us, right? Now, so Igbo, this is how you do it. This is how you do it, right? This is another reason why I think palm oil, it makes sense for us. Historically, we've done it. Like I said earlier, we've done it before. We've done palm oil business before. We don't export palm oil. We don't grow palm trees. So we are familiar with it. The knowledge is still there. It may be dying, but it can resurrect. The knowledge still there. It may be dying, but we can resurrect that knowledge and advance it, take it to the next level. We can. The demand is already there. Application is already there. The potential to export is also there, right? Listen, Igbo, if we say now we be Kalisi, not just in Nigeria, in Africa at large, in the world at large, now we be Kalisi. These are the things we need to start doing. Thinking out of the box. Agitation, Biafra. We've done those ones for almost 6 decades now. We don't do them. Nothing come out. In my honest opinion, nothing come out. Nothing come out. We need to change strategy. If we say we like money too much, this is a money opportunity. Igbo. If we say that we like money past everybody for this world, this is a money-making opportunity for us right here. I know we get some problems or some issues, not problems. Some, I don't know, problem is not the word. Challenge. We have some challenges. Problem is not the word. We have some challenges with land. Most people won't be able to have hectares or own hectares of land, like the one they have in, I think the one at Adapam is about 4,300 hectares. I think that's what the land size is. The one they have at in Imo State. 4,300 hectares. I think that's what it is, right? Most people, the small people who won't get into RAM, they may not be able to afford or own those kind of big, large lands. And that's where you make the big bucks anyway. However, the small lands where we get, the small lands, those ones feel work too. It just has to be organized. Cooperatives, this is where cooperatives now comes into place, right? Then old plantations where people don't abandon, you can lease. Replace all, the low yielding trees where they already exist with high yielding or improved varieties, right? Creating transparent community investor partnerships. These are ways we can do it without owning, large lands and stuff, right? These are just a few ways we can do it. Igbo, this one's not too hard now. If we think go China, go buy products, 1 naira, go buy Nigeria, sell 100 naira. This one shouldn't be too difficult. Igbo. Igbo, if we can go to China, we know what they speak English. We can go there, buy something, come back to Nigeria, sell 100 naira. This one not supposed too hard. Palm oil. Malaysia has used it. And there are stories, or I don't know if it's true. I never do any research on them, but a lot of stories where we don't hear coming from the East. say, Malaysia come, Nigeria come collect the seeds. And it could be true because I've read a similar thing and I've shared this a few times now. I've read a similar thing of America, then go Iran to go collect seeds of pistachios. Now so they become Calesia for pistachios in the world. So it could be true that Malaysia also came to Nigeria and collected seeds. It could be true. But today, they've used that palm oil that they came to collect seeds from us. They've used it and made it a part of their GDP. Over $9 billion. Over $9 billion. I was watching a documentary of one company, $500 million. Now in that company they generate every year. One processing company. They don't own the trees. They don't own the plantation, just processing. They buy the thing and all that. $500 million. One company. Igbo, if we say we like money too much, this is a money-making industry that we need to tap into. We need to tap into before Dangote go realize them. Hey, man, shout out to Dangote, man. Listen, and the real money, it's in processing, absolutely. Like I said, I forget the name of this company now, but it's in Malaysia, obviously. $500 million, now they generate in revenue every year from palm oil processing. And that's where the real money is. Who owns the mills? Who refines the oil? The packaging? The manufacturing of soaps and cosmetics, right? Who they sell the products they go give supermarkets? Who exports the finished products? Who owns the brand customers recognize? Now, that's where the money is. Not necessarily in growing, but we still have to encourage the growing, because if the growing doesn't happen, all these other things cannot take place, right? Cannot take place. Absolutely. Who owns the mills? The mills, because now the mills you go use, process the fruit and turn it into the oil or whatever, right? And then use the oil to process into maybe cook other types of cooking oil, like vegetable oil, regular cooking oil, cosmetics, and all that good stuff. All that good stuff, right? Listen, margarine still there inside there. Baked packaged foods, soap, detergents, cosmetics, body creams, hair products, pharmaceuticals, animal feed, candle with the wax, obviously. Turn them to wax, use them to create candles, lubricants, and other industrial products, biofuel, biomass energy. The biofuel or biomass energy, they're big English for the shells and the fiber. If you burn them, you don't turn to energy, you don't turn to fuel. You can use it to power a plant. When you have it, obviously, in quantum. When you have it, obviously, in quantum. Use them power plants, for people who have other small-scale production going on. You can use that to power the plants. Na so it be. And this is where Aba and Nnewi, they come in play. This is where they come to play, right? Aba shouldn't be only the place where then they produce, finished products and then trade. That shouldn't be what Aba should focus on. Aba could become a manufacturing and branding center for these products. Aba can manufacture the machinery. Aba can manufacture soap. I've been one Aba, so I always shout out Aba, right? I've been one Aba. But the truth is the skill and the talent, they there. So it's not like I'm manufacturing these things. These things already exist in Aba. Whatever you can think of, then they do them for Aba. Soap and detergent, they currently do it in Aba. Cosmetics, they currently do it in Aba. Food processing, they Aba. Right? So it's not like you're inventing anything here. It's already happening there. Fabrication of these equipments, they happen currently for Aba. Spare parts. Then they do all these things for Aba, right? Other Southeast cities can also participate. But I mentioned Aba because Aba already has the talent. Aba already has the people where they do these things. So it will be easier to scale it out. Igbo. Igbo. Shout out to Lolo Neka. Igbo. No be every day Biafra. Sometimes make we change strategy. Let us look out of this Biafra. Look out of Biafra and see other things that can be done. Other ways to progress. Biafra no go happen. I was on Whose live? I think it was Shoma's live today I was on. I think it was Shoma's live. And somebody was saying, if you try this Biafra thing, I believe there is a Enugu, the guy was, I forget his name now. The person on the live was saying something. If not Shoma, it could be Amarachi live I've been doing, you know. And he was saying there is a military base in Enugu. This Biafra thing, what would they do? If you do mistake, start them again. Now from Enugu, then go first, dismantle you first. When they dismantle you from Enugu, then they go send the ones where they from north to come finish the work. So I don't know how or why in 2026. Again, the other day, I was watching this video. I be like, Think Right. Be like, Think Right post that video. I forget who posted that video. The guy was there shouting, no election in Biafra land. No election in Biafra land. No election in Biafra land. Me in my head, I'm asking, where be this Biafra land where this guy they talk about? No election in Biafra land. What do you mean no election in Biafra land? This person not even there the place in they call Biafra land. This person is not there. And this is the ridiculousness of this whole Biafra agitation. These people, they go there wherever they shout this no election, no election, no election. The chaos falls on the people who listen to them back home. The chaos falls on them. They are not there to enforce it. You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Biafra land or Southeast, or Biafra land does not exist, by the way, but the Southeast can be known for other things other than this Biafra, other than agitation, other than every election season. No, Igbo president, Igbo president, Igbo president. We can be known for other things like progress, like palm oil. We can take it back to the glory days. When palm oil is still in vogue, it's not like it's out of fashion. It's not like it's old fashion. You know, it's still a product that people use. Not the palm oil. And it's just a few cultures that use palm oil as food. Most other cultures, not to use and they manufacture things like cosmetic, you know. And when I say use it as food, I mean like eating the actual oil itself. Because you process it and turn it into other food products, right? Like cooking oil, right? So we can process these things in Igbo. We can process these things and own the value chain, own everything where they're around them. Sell to Nigeria first, good news, before we even start to talk about maybe exporting. Sell to Nigeria. We can be the place in Nigeria where if you find palm oil to do whatever you want. Now for Igbo ide, not Biafra land. Igbo. Igbo be Igbo. We can do these things. We can do these things. All we have to do is to put our mind to it. That's all we need to do. Or that's all we have to do. Now, boring topics we dey talk now. We no there for confrontation again. Now, boring topics we go dey talk moving forward. But the Bia Palo show, you know. Boring topics. That's all we're going to be talking about until further notice, you know. Because confrontation are carriala. Now, my head, all the base they go. And I cannot deal with all that confrontation, you know. When I come live, have conversations with people, and you hear people say, Biafra or nothing. Collateral damage. Those things, now my head and now my ear directly they enter, you know, and I cannot continue hearing stuff like that. So we're going to talk about boring topics, and people who are interested in it, come closer. Igbo be Igbo. If you're interested in this type of boring topic, come closer. Let's talk about it. Let's see how we can take Igbo land, Igbo, how we can take it to the next stage. We don't do agitation. We've done agitation for almost 60 years. We need to take it to the next level. All right, let's talk about cooperatives, right? And this cooperatives definitely has to play a huge role in this one. And cooperative is just pretty much bringing like an association where people they bring maybe their produce and then sell at a standard price. That's pretty much what cooperative is. You know, it needs verified membership, professional management, accounts that are audited, you know, clear ownership. You have to be obviously registered, a registered business, and all these things can be enforced. And in that cooperative now, they fit get, and these are the advantages of cooperatives too. Maybe the money where the membership money, they fit gather and use, they buy equipment where the cooperative people will have access to and lease and use for their farm and all that. And the maintenance, they don't have to worry about the maintenance because their association due or whatever fee would be taking care of maintenance of those equipments. So that's where cooperatives come into play. And to come into play for mostly the smaller farmers. Because the large farms, they don't need cooperatives now. They get money now water, so they can use it. They can use their own money, buy their equipment, maintain them. But the smaller farms, the smaller farm holders, they need stuff like cooperatives, to thrive. In terms of renting equipment, like I just mentioned, renting equipment and having access to equipment or large equipment, right? We go help them for their farming. Diaspora has a role to play. Government has a role to play. Government has a huge role to play, but we're not going to discuss those ones today. We're going to go to the problem, one of the problems of the business, the agro business. And I'm going to start hosting a show, actually, where we're going to talk to entrepreneurs, Igbo entrepreneurs, we actively get business. I don't know you have to have an active business that is currently running. Make we talk about how we can scale. Boring topics. Boring topics. Now we want to enter. We've entered the business or the phase of boring topics, right? How you can scale your business as an Igbo business person. Legit, you guys be legit. We no go talk to people who get if your business no legit, we cannot have that kind of conversation, because we're public. But legit business. What your business is, you talk about it. Is it registered? Potential to scale. How we can, brainstorm together. Not just me and you. Brainstorm how you can scale the business and take it to the next level and invest in Igbo land. Yotago, invest in Igbo land. That is the new sexy. Yotago. That is the new sexy. Listen. There's a problem. The first one I talked before, a challenge of land. Challenge can be overcome. But problem is a problem, right? Problem is a problem. The biggest problem here is palm oil, obviously, is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to have patience, at least 3 years. When from planting to waiting, make it grow. Let it grow and then you get your money, making your returns. But it's not necessarily a very big problem because there are people who already own these farms, and are already making the most of it. But for the people who are looking to get into it, you don't go see your money the next year. You go wait small. Unless you want to plant other crops, in the farm that maybe grow perennial, like twice a year, once a year or something like that. I don't forget that. We do have for secondary school that year. Perennial and biennial, adding the speaker. But you get the point. Unless you can grow other plants or other crops that would produce something within that period, maybe 2-3 times before the main cash crop, which is the palm plantation, before it starts yielding. And then you start selling and all that good stuff, right? But that's the biggest challenge, But there's a huge investment. You need land, obviously. Quality seedlings. Go buy any seedling where you see for market. You have to do the market research. Make sure you buy the seedlings that are quality. Not the ones who go grow, reach euro go 3. You don't need the ones who go tall too much. The ones who go, they're very accessible, You get the point, So those quality seedlings, proper maintenance. Even while it's growing, you have to obviously maintain the place as well. So the time is just a problem. Otherwise, once the thing don't grow, now money making business be that. It's just what it is. If you're depending on, obviously this one is a no-brainer, right? If that's what you want to depend on for month-to-month income, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you go find another business, go put money. Maybe not tomatoes. I will go talk about tomatoes, but not today. Not today. We'll go talk about tomatoes, but not today. Tomato is another money-making one. And I did a research on tomatoes, actually. Nigeria, they import the amount of tomatoes where Nigeria, they import. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The amount of tomato paste where Nigeria, they import. But that is to tell you that the market is there. The market, they there. For us to be importing that amount of tomato. into Nigeria. That means the market is there. So why are there no tomato plants or tomato processing plants in the Southeast? Why don't we have those? It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But that's not the conversation for today. Make we talk about palm oil. Now palm oil carry us come here today. Now palm oil we will use start. Now palm oil we will use end. Now listen, right? Again, goals. You have to set a goal. Like my show yesterday was about, having like a 30-year plan of what Igbo should look like. You always have to have a plan. Igbo people, 2045, what in Southeast supposed to look like in terms of this palm production, right? What should the Southeast look like in terms of this palm production? There are already existing old palm producing lands or areas. Rehabilitate them, put them to work, put them back to work. Other palm is a case study. Other palm don't pass 20 years. It needs to be cut down and replanted. Organized farmers, into cooperatives, established modern mills, right? Refining, manufacturing clusters. This is how you do it, right? But it has to start from small, go big. Manufacturing, manufacturing the equipment itself. Like I said, these things can be done in Aba. The manufacturing itself can be done in Aba. Shout out to Aba and Nnewi. Shout out to Aba and Nnewi, right? The used palm waste, use them for power and animal feed. Pigs, they chop anything pretty much. That's a whole different industry on its own, right? Pigs, they chop anything, right? And energy, even the waste from the palm can be used for energy. I've said this a few times, right? Small investment funds here and there. Where they power the small farmers, where they can have access to loans to buy maybe the new seedlings, or to buy machinery, just small machinery where they're going to use it for their own small farms as well, right? Listen, everything that planning and strategy, That's how you get it. That's how Malaysia did it. If we also have to go back to Malaysia and collect the seeds where they get, if we have to go back there, let's go back there. Now listen, right? Does the Southeast have enough available land? I think we do. If Ada Palm is sitting on 4,300 hectares, just wasting pretty much. But somebody said, "Oh, he's working now. He's functional now." I've not seen it though. But if Ada Palm is sitting on 4,300 hectares, we can have a few more of those in the Southeast. Get a few for Imo State. Get a few for Abia State. Get a few for Enugu, Anambra. We can have those, right? Community land disputes, can it be managed? How do we, prevent political capture? Politicians, they enter. One capture the thing where people they do. How do we do those things? Can small farmers, can they trust cooperatives? Because it might not be something that they're used to, but that's the way, for them to have cooperatives. Can they trust the cooperatives, to deliver on their promises? Of say, okay, if you join this cooperative, you have access to this tractor, to this bulldozer, to this stuff. You can just rent it for maybe, I don't know. The other day, Daily Chris was saying his someone in here, I think his brother could rent a bulldozer for 60 naira back in the day. This is how you do it. Cooperatives coming together, people coming together, donate or not donating, but enrolling for the cooperatives, right? And then the benefits of you being in that cooperative is, you have access to bulldozers or equipment, just equipment in general, and you can rent them. You can rent them at a lower rate compared to, say, if you go some other place, go rent them. That's what cooperatives are for. We learn all these things for secondary school, but we know put them to practice, right? Listen, how do locally produced goods compete on price and quality, right? Are we going to have patience to do this? Are we going to have the patience to do this? Can we guarantee stable power and transportation, right? Are we prepared to invest for years before receiving returns? These are the questions. These are the questions we need to ask. Igbo be Igbo, Igbo be Igbo, Igbo be Igbo. Na cho me I go continue to do now, right? Na cho me I go continue to do. Na cho. Boring topics moving forward. No more confrontation. We don't leave confrontation. For people who get the energy, let them continue being confrontational. Me, I don't leave them. At least for the time being. Let me drink small water and get my strength back. Then I'll get back to it. But I don't know. I don't know if I see myself. I don't know. We'll see. Make I not talk the way I want to talk. But yeah, we'll see. But listen, right? Palm oil alone, it will not build the next generation of the wealth we would talk about. Trees do not automatically create prosperity. Organization, capital, technology, processing, branding, access to markets. That's what will create the prosperity we would talk about for Igbo land. Agitation no follow. Agitation no follow. All this our agitation. Let's put it aside. Put it apart. Yes, our history. Somebody said Biafra and our baptismal name. Somebody said one time, say Biafra and Igbo people baptismal name. You know, now our baptism name be that, right? We don't get that name, Biafra. But it shouldn't be the only thing that defines us. The opportunity, is not simply to return to the farms of the past, right? It's to build agricultural industries of the future. No be just, you just build anything and just, I see a lot of these and shout out to these people, right? Not to talk down on them. They're doing what they can. They're doing what they can. I see a lot of all these farms where, you go see muscle where they push this, the press. The press where go press the oil. And the crazy part is, if you have a machine do it, you get more out of that thing. There's only so much human being can push that press, right? But machine go push unto the limit. There's only so much that a human or two people, two hefty strong men can push. A machine, with hydraulic press, will push it to the limit. Shout out to the people that are already doing it, the way they can, but it could be done more. A better way is possible. But it has to be a collective effort. And the question is not whether palm oil is value, right? The question is whether we as Igbo, whether we can organize to capture that value. From the seedling of the palm fruit, send them go supermarket, or even send them go Asia, send them go wherever. Listen, these are the conversations where the beer parlor man go to talk moving forward, right? These are the conversations. Tunubu economy, Biafra, this thing. I don't know. I love my IPOB people, but on a day very stressful. And the conversation is pretty much, it's good to have those kind of conversations. However, when it's just like you're talking to a rock, personally, shout out, kudos to people who have the energy to keep doing it. For someone like Shoma, who's been doing this for over a decade now, right? Since 2015, she don't talk about this thing. Kudos to her. But for me, man, it's only so much I can talk about something. And I see you're still hell-bent on that thing. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And they try to show you say something else. This thing where they follow. Then they chop your money, then they steal your money. And you want me to keep talking about it, keep talking about it. It can get stressful. It can get stressful. So shout out to Choma and the rest of the people, blessed them, Amarachi, who keeps pushing and talking about Biafra and IPOB and all that. I'll join in the conversations every now and then, absolutely. But to make it the constant topic where I'm going to talk about, I don't know if I have the capacity. I'm out of capacity for that one. But hey man, listen, palm oil, I think and I believe that palm oil can take us back to where we need to be. Not just palm oil, tomatoes. Tomatoes follow. But tomatoes is not today. Today no be tomatoes turn. We'll talk about tomatoes on a different day. But palm oil, absolutely. We've seen it do things in Malaysia. We don't see them transform Malaysia. Not transform per se, But we've seen how Malaysia, they've used it to add to their GDP, and it brings them almost $10 billion every year. Imagine if the Southeast can bring a quarter of that 10 billion every year. A quarter of 10 billion every year. That's $2.5 billion. $2.5 billion just from palm oil. And obviously, it's not going to start in we're not going to get there in 2 years. We're not going to get there in 5 years. Maybe in 20 years. But it takes organizing. It takes planning. It takes strategy to get there. But one way that we are not going to get there for sure is with Biafra. For sure, we are not going to get there with Biafra. But if we look a different way, try a different way, Biafra is our history. The Biafran War, it's our history. But we need to look outside of Biafra. We need to look outside of Biafra. Be honest with ourselves or with ourselves. This thing we don't do for almost 60 years. What have we achieved from it? What are the milestones we've hit so far? What are the milestones we've hit for 60 years or almost 60 years? I keep saying 60 years because it's overwhelming to think that for almost 60 years, we've been doing one thing, saying one thing. Every now and then, another person will come out, begin to shout Biafra, for almost 60 years. We're stuck on Biafra. When we could have transformed. Our forefathers, they even tried. They got into agriculture. You know, they got into this palm. What they talk about? They got into it, right? But we ignore them. For obvious personal gains. The best way carriers go to Biafra say, "In don't do the first one, make we leave the other one. Let's focus on future." The person will invent the Biafra, but we still are stuck with people like Nnamdi Kanu, with people like Uwazurike, when there are other ways to transform the Southeast. Listen. I don't know, but listen now, this boring topic, we will continue to talk now because I can't. The Biafra, Ike Biafra Agolam. So let's keep talking about these things, how we can get out of these Biafra. How can we get out of these Biafra? How can we? Brainstorm. I'm going to come up with ideas. Palm oil is one way. Tomato is another way. Manufacturing is another way. So all these topics, were they boring? Now I'm going to talk about moving forward. But hey, listen, man, I hope this show, for the few people who are here, I greet you guys. And I thank you guys for being here. The ones where they cost me, no problem. We will continue to talk about that. But as far as being confrontational, I don't tire. We're going to talk about these boring topics. And now these boring topics we're going to talk about now, moving forward. Because they say, you get people who go say, now boring things, now they bring money pass. And this palm oil, it might sound boring, but now they are the money day. I'm not, I see someone asking, are you suggesting we have only palm oil? No, that's not what I'm suggesting. I'm saying that's one way. That we can prosper. We can build wealth. Something we don't even do. Right? We have gas, right? We have natural gas, right? A lot of it, right? We have natural gas. But all those things, they're regulated by government. Palm oil, they regulated. You have to go to own land and plant something on top. They're regulated by government, by the federal government. So it's an easy way to create wealth and create value. It's an easy way. Anyway, listen, man. I think we have come to the end of today. We don't even hit the 1 hour. We have 12 more minutes. We have 12 more minutes to hit that 1 hour mark that I planned or that I promised to be here. And I think it was a good one. We'll go continue to do them. The other day was history to strategy. The other day was Igbos need to change strategy. And now that topic, now actually they preempt these other topics now, right? From that, Igbos need to need to change strategy. That is what has been bringing up these other ones. Now, from there, why just they evolve, they go, bringing up these topics that I'm discussing. I enjoyed it. I prefer these topics to discuss these topics. And because people always ask, what is the alternative? Now, the alternative be this. Now, the alternative be this. But anyway, listen, we've come to the end of today's show. Thank you guys for being here and listening to my boring talk. Make a shout out to people with here. Think Right, I see you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Radio Real Estate, Paparazzi One there. I greet you. Thank you for being here. Let's see who else is here. Victor Aguntai Lagrand Code. EJ Life. Thank you for being here. Coastal Road. Listen, man, don't play with me. Coastal Road. I'm done talking about Coastal Road. Listen, man, but thank you guys for being here. Aquarius Social Club. Mori Olua, Mr. Obina, Felicians, and who else is here? Anyway, all my beautiful people here and the people on Facebook, people on YouTube, I greet everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Big Inca, thank you. I greet you, my brother. I greet you. Absolutely. Thank you so much. But until next time, my name is Kachi, and this is the Bia Paulo Show. Peace. Mm.